Hi, my name is Jacey Engram, and me and my group are going to talk about teenage pregnancy. Now, I'm from Arkansas, so I'm going to be talking about Arkansas's teenage pregnancy rates. So, Arkansas has consistently ranked among the top 10 states with the highest teen birth rates, which is a lot. And all of this that I'm stating is according to Arkansas Center for Health Improvement website. In 2014, Arkansas hit a record and they were the highest state in the nation at 39.5 births per 1,000 teen girls. That's how many were just in Arkansas, which is a lot. 30 per 1,000 females ages 15 to 19, almost double the national average of 17 per 1,000. Almost doubling the national average as in the whole United States, everybody combined, which that is kind of bad for Arkansas because we are not that big anyways. Teen pregnancy can be avoided in many different ways, such as young women being on birth control, using protected sex, such as condoms. We all know that. And just being educated. If we're not educated as young women, then we're not going to know. We're not going to think smart. So, teen pregnancy has an adverse effect on the state's economy as well, such as loss of tax revenue, reduced workforce productivity, the cost of providing public assistance. Everything affects the economy. Also, children born with teen mothers are more likely to be at risk. The mother as well will most likely be at risk depending on the age. Like, for example, a 15-year-old giving birth would put the baby at risk as well as herself at risk. Babies are likely to develop hypertensive problems, and the mother will as well, depending on your body and your state. The main focus is teen pregnancy has to change, and we have to start educating our women. Living in this world now doesn't really help the fact that we don't have the option to abort babies in the state of Arkansas. So no matter if it's rape, molestation, it doesn't matter what it is. We cannot do anything with the baby but have it. We don't have the choice to do what we want with the baby. So that's another reason why teen pregnancy is not going anywhere, because we don't have a right to say what we want to do with the babies. So I just think the government, everybody else needs to be on our side, and that will help the teen pregnancy rates go down tremendously, because we are definitely up. We are number one in the nation, as I told you. So teen pregnancy can be prevented. We all just need to work together and educate one another.
Hi, my name's Kylie, and I'm going to be talking about teen pregnancy in America. And according to James Trussell, an author at the JSTOR, a nonprofit organization that helps scholars and more, 1 out of every 10 women ages 15 to 19 become pregnant each year. The CDC also stated that 50% of teen mothers receive a high school diploma by 22 years of age, whereas 90% of women who do not give birth during adolescence receive a high school diploma. While teen pregnancy is still around, according to Pew Research Center, the teen birth rate has fallen drastically since the economic downturn of the recession. This can be due to factors such as use of more effective contraceptives and more information about pregnancy prevention.
Hi there. I'm here to talk about teen pregnancy and some examples about the situation of this topic in my country, in Venezuela. In Venezuela, we can see that the low income teens are the most vulnerable upon starting sexual activity, according to the United Nations uh, Secretary. In this country, there are many issues that increase the dangers of sexual activity, such as gender violence, focus toward females, scarcity of free contraception, low sexual income, education, and low income. Even though normal contraception like condoms can be found in pharmacies, these options can be too expensive for people with low income. Hormonal implants can cost up to $10, but these are too expensive either way. Abortion is a crime in Venezuela, a situation that doesn't help the teens who are abused and doesn't want the baby, leaving them with more psychological scars. The government too doesn't take actions upon this problem, given that the president Nicolas Maduro Moros wants the population to grow more and more. In this regard, we can stipulate that sexual education is not really important to the government, leaving us with polls such as the one conducted by the Alternative Sex Education Association, ABESA, which says that almost 60% of the girls questioned knew absolute nothing about contraceptive methods.
In 2020, the teen birth rate was 15.4 births for every 1,000 females ages 15 to 19 in the US. In Venezuela, this number gets bigger. In 2022, the teen birth rate was 95 births for every 1,000 females on the same age range. We actually are in third place in all America, leaving Mexico and Colombia in the top spots. This happens because of the lack of information, education, sexual and reproduction laws, and lack of money to get any type of birth control. This situation must stop. Teen pregnancy is a very important issue all around the planet, especially today when humans are developing in a slower pace. Many years ago, people would marry and have kids in their early 20s. Right now, it's more common to see that in their 30s. Also, it is more and more common to see people who choose not to have children. This decision could come from many places, such as ecological reasons, financial, or simply they don't desire to be parents, and that's okay. No one should have a child they don't want to raise. It's even worse when that person is a young female with so much to learn and develop, with little to no money of her own, and sometimes with no support system around her. This is something that can be controlled through lots of education and opportunities, so it's definitely an important and relevant issue in today's society.
I used to think that teen pregnancy was something that happened just for the lack of responsibility of the two people involved in it. Turns out that there is so much more behind it, just like the cultural, economics, and social aspect of it. That's the main and deeper reason why this is much more common in some specific places than in others. A doctor from the Universidad Central de Venezuela called Natalia Salazar affirms that adolescence is that transition between childhood and adulthood. So if we put the pregnancy into that equation, it can change so drastically the life of the girl in that pregnancy, and it can be really, really rough, especially at the beginning in the social aspect in the relationship she has with her parents. But there are some things that we can start doing from now on to raise some tolerance regarding this topic, like educating ourselves on the real causes of teen pregnancy and understanding that even though this is not the perfect scenario, it happens and it happens very often and more often that we can imagine. That way we can create some empathy for the girl and make the gestation socially a little bit less stressful and a little bit easier for this baby and for the girl that's behind that baby bump.